This is our inaugural video, and today we are going to be making Casio de Pepe. So we decided today that it would be fun to break out the pasta maker, which has been in my family probably for 30 years, and I've never used, and I recently borrowed it from my father's house. So that's what we're gonna do. So we've got a very simple recipe that we're gonna do for the pasta. Basically calls for 2 cups of flour. So we'll throw that in here. And then I've got a teaspoon of just regular old salt. We'll mix that together. Get that salt in there. Spread the salt. So now what we want to do is basically make a mound, and we've got 2 beaten eggs, kind of like a volcano, not a Brady Bunch volcano, mind you. We'll pour the 2 beaten eggs into our volcano, and then I'm going to kind of turn the flour over, mixing it with the egg. I've got about 4 tablespoons of water on standby that I can add in if it's too dry. So what I did was I took that dough, I let it rest for about 20 minutes, and then I cut it into 4 pieces. I let it rest just in a plastic bag, and then you quarter it. And then after you get those quarters, you're gonna take it and flatten it out basically into a rectangle, or close proximity to a rectangle. It's never gonna be perfect. Then what you're gonna do is you take your pasta maker and you wanna put it on the widest setting. So then you're gonna take your rectangle, get your crank set up, run that through that widest setting. There we go. Then you're gonna take it and fold it in 3. Let me just get a little flour here. Just don't want our board to dry up. Fold it in 3, and then we're gonna run that baby through again. Being ready to catch it on the other end. Okay, and now we're gonna do the same thing again. We're gonna fold it in 3. You get the picture?
Get the picture.
It's exciting stuff.
It is exciting.
Okay, what is that? Is that the 3rd time through?
Let's say it.
Okay, we're gonna do it through 2 more times. Same thing, catching as it's going through. Lost my fold a little there. And we're gonna fold it 1 more time. Run it through again. You know what, that was kind of a mess, so I'm gonna do it through 1 more time. Okay, now we're gonna go to our next setting, which ironically is 2, and we're gonna run this through again. And it's gonna widen it out a little bit more. And now I'm gonna go to 3 and do the same thing. Catching it on the other end. And since we're doing fettuccine, this goes all the way to 6, but I'm just gonna go to 4. And so this will be our last run through. I'm gonna miss this pasta. And look at that beautiful.
Not too shabby for a first time, huh?
Now, we're gonna take our trusty handle. We're gonna connect that. And I'm gonna run this through, and we're gonna get fettuccine, if the gods are smiling on us. You never know when the gods are going to be smiling.
It's looking good.
And as you can see, we have some nice noodles coming out. We're going to add our beautiful homemade pasta to boiling water with some salt in there. Let that separate. Bring that up to a boil again. Now we're only going to cook this, fresh pasta cooks less than, I'm told anyway, because I've never made it, but it should cook less than regular pasta. So I'm told about 2 minutes for the pasta.
That's crazy, because usually it's like 8 to 12 minutes, right?
But that's dry. That's dry pasta.
That's true.
But we want it al dente, and then we're gonna use the saucepan here. Once we drain the pasta, to add in the butter and the cheeses. So what I've got here for cheese, I've got 2 types. I've got traditional Parmesan cheese, finely grated, and then I have cheese I've never used before, called Pecorino Romano. So we're going to use those 2, and then we're also going to use unsalted butter. And then we also want to save a little of the pasta water. So I'm going to grab my butter, which is over here, and this has probably got about another minute to go. So I'm going to start my saucepan with 2 tablespoons. Oh, we're almost boiling over here. Easy, soldier. All right.
I should ask, where'd you find this recipe?
On the Al Gore internet.
The Al Gore internet. Is there a specific website? We could like give them a shout out.
Bon Appetit.
Yes, I love Bon Appetit.
So I'm gonna let these go for another minute or so. I've got my 2 tablespoons of non-salted butter going. And then one of the things we want to do is reserve some of the pasta water. So I'm going to take this cup here and put it under my beautiful KitchenAid strainer so that when I do drain my pasta, I capture some of that water.
That makes sense.
So we should be good here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. We're going to add some of our reserved pasta water that we saved, and we're going to bring that to a boil. Now look at that, it's almost to a boil already. Did you get that action at home?
I'm getting that action.
All right. So I'm going to let that get a little more agitated. Now I'm going to add in my pasta. Beautiful pasta, mix that up in there. And then I'm going to add in the remaining butter after I de-sleeve it. And by the way, we did add some kosher salt to the water that we were boiling in.
Okay, just a pinch of salt, right?
So I think just to add a little bit of color, I'm going to go ahead and put some more fresh ground pepper on that.
Right, because black is so colorful.
It's true. So here we are plating. The cheesiness is definitely front and center. You can see some of those strands of cheese.
Cheese.
So now, all that's left is to taste.
All right, give it a taste.
And well, while I do like to eat with my hands, I don't actually have. Oh, I do have a fork. Okay. That's pretty good. Arrivederci.